Everyone has always looked at the Great Depression as a bad thing, but it actually did more good than harm. The Depression had helped form the way our country is today. It changed our economy, banking, and our politics for the rest of history. These are best established in comparison to how it was like before these reforms were made.
The Roaring Twenties were a time of culture and economic prosperity for a short time. As the economy was stable, social progress had changed the role of women in the household. With new inventions such as the washing machine and vacuum cleaner, there was much less need for tedious housekeeping. African American culture was also on the rise, with the age of jazz in its prime. This culture of music, dancing, and progression was going well until it came to a halt on October 24, 1929.
The stock market crash is often highlighted as the cause, but it's not the only one. Before then, crop prices were beginning to lower, and higher tariff prices made international trade difficult. All of these combined might have caused the economic standstill. Another major problem was the Dust Bowl. It was caused by things like regional weather changes, farm economics, and other cultural factors that caused farming to be so difficult. These dust storms devastated farms in the area and ruined the food supplies in these states. Because of this, not only farmers were forced to leave. The Dust Bowl of the Great Plains forced more than just farmers to move. Migrants from the drought ranged anywhere from homeless families to professional workers. During these events, California was having a plentiful harvest, particularly the San Joaquin Valley. When word spread that this area was an ideal place to settle, people began a mass migration to the area. On the way to the valley, people brought their music and stories along with them. However, this movement only worsened problems because of the overflow of workers.
Major cities experienced suffering in a different way. Unemployment skyrocketed and many banks lost their money very quickly. The people lucky enough to keep a job had their wages lowered, and paying a landlord was difficult. Establishments that provided jobs shut down by the masses, unable to gain profits and going bankrupt. Soup kitchens were the only thing providing meals, where massive lines would pile up every day just for a meal. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's campaign promised to work on fixing the economic standstill of the U.S., and ambitiously began working on establishing organizations like the WPA and CCC. They kept all kinds of people employed, building infrastructure and planting trees. Not only that, but the WPA gave people like artists, actors, and other entertainers with a job as well. FDR also signed the Emergency Banking Act, which shut down banks to keep people from mass withdrawing their money. He also passed the Federal Emergency Relief Act, creating even more jobs. Acts like these eased the Depression, but needed the effort of a second New Deal to progress any further. Soon after, World War II carried on more movement in the economy that helped pull the population out of the Depression.
There were many changes from the Great Depression that are still with us today, like the Federal Communication Committee and Social Security. Even though it is perceived to do more good than harm, the Great Depression is both a tragedy and triumph because of how it kept our future safe from another event like this.